Hello and welcome to Star Wars Culture Live, episode oh my god, 65. We are what we like to call a positive podcast for Star Wars. We like to talk about Star Wars, and on the positive side, we know that the internet can be a dark, toxic place. I see comments already rolling in from TikTok. Hi Benny. And I just wanted to say, so we're trying a new thing here. This is the first time we've ever streamed to TikTok. I am just I don't know what I'm expecting to see on my phone here or anything like that. So let me know if you're watching the TikTok. Let me know what you can see. It should be the vertical version, so you should see me and Marty's faces there. But yeah, positive podcast. Oh, wow. There's an AI summary on TikTok. A positive podcast about Star Wars culture. Wow. Share your favorite character. Oh, my God. All right. Well, just hearing what we're doing. But yeah, so we know that the internet can be a dark and toxic place, especially where Star Wars is concerned. And so what we like to do is create a positive space to get excited about new movies or media, or even like other stuff, the culture, cosplay, anything that people get excited about Star Wars. So at any point in the podcast, if you just have a thought or a comment or anything, share it with us. I will try and keep up. I have 3 different screens here, trying to keep up with different comments, try and figure out how to consolidate that in the future, but we're just trying stuff out. So I will try and look at all of your comments and see your comments and try and handle all that. But yeah, drop some comments, drop some likes, and we last but not least, of course, we are at SW Culture Live everywhere. If you're watching on TikTok, obviously you're at Nerdiest Stepdad. That's my handle, and then Marty is at Core World Network. He does a lot of Star Wars stuff and gaming too. So we like to start with a segment called What You Up To. So Marty, it's been 2 weeks. Our last episode was all about Mandalorian and Grogu. What you been up to since you saw that movie? At least once, maybe more than once.
Yeah, I only saw it once. After our last podcast, just last week, I was on Adelphi. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice.
I was at the beach. It felt like Adelphi though. It had nice sandy beaches and nice waves and everything. It was nice. It was beautiful. It was nice. Nice, relaxing vacation. And then, of course, you come home. You kind of get the vacation blues because you're away. You're back home from vacation. You know, gotta live in the real world with work.
Yeah, it doesn't go away. Yeah, I have also been kind of working mostly. I did get to see Mandalorian and Grogu twice. Enjoyed that. Enjoyed talking about it. I have a guy at work who I just got turned on to. He and his kids just started watching the Mandalorian show, and he's in season 3 now, and I'm like, yes. And I wore it's casual week at work, so I wore a Mandalorian shirt, and I was like, hey man, you like the shirt? He was like, oh yeah, we're in season 3 now. I was like, oh, what episode? And he was like, episode 6. And I was like, oh, so you saw Jack Black already? He was like, yeah. That was funny. But yeah, lots of work. I'm making some TikToks for some nice what's it called? Some nice Star Wars skits going on. So check those out if you haven't. But other than that, just grinding. It's getting to be close to a big summer tour, so we're ramping up to that. So why don't we get into some? It's been 2 weeks, so why don't we get into some news here? I'm not gonna throw it up on the screen this time. I'm just gonna kind of comment on it. It's 49th birthday for the original Star Wars. We're getting in May and June. Obviously, we're getting to those anniversary dates of the saga, the original trilogy. 43rd birthday for Return of the Jedi. Happy 8th birthday, Solo. Star Wars Story came out 8 years ago. I liked that one. It's a little goofy, but I think I liked it. Also, there's Sabak.
I like it.
I mean, yeah, it's fun, right?
It felt Star Warsy to me.
What did you say?
So it definitely felt Star Warsy to me. Like it had that fun, original trilogy stuff.
Yeah, and like you're never gonna find a perfect young Harrison Ford when Harrison Ford is this old. But I thought Alden. Oh my God, what's his name? Alden Reich.
Heinrich.
What's his first name? Heinrich. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought he did.
Alden Heinrich. Yeah.
Alden Heinrich. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I was assuming a much longer name. But yeah, so let's see. If I had an minutes about rescue, funny memes there. We are exactly, as of 2 weeks ago, we are exactly 1 year away from the release of Star Wars Starfighter in theaters. I am excited. I want to see some space battles. If it's Starfighter, I mean, you're obviously going to see some dogfights and stuff, right? 4 years ago, Obi-Wan premiered on Disney. Lots of anniversaries in May and June. Best sequences in Mandalorian and Grogu. Oh yeah, memes talking about Grogu on his solo part of the movie. Spoiler alert, I guess, if you haven't seen it. Oh right, we are saddened to learn that legendary film editor Marcia Lucas has passed away at the age of 80. She won an Oscar for her work on Star Wars Episode 6, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. She won an Oscar and had a profound creative partnership with former husband George Lucas, which included work on THX 1138, 1971 movie, American Graffiti, 1973 movie, and Return of the Jedi. She was also known for her work on Martin Scorsese's Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, Taxi Driver, and New York, New York, among many others. So, hearts go out to her family. Incredible achievements by her. Let's see some photos. Oh yeah, Annie Leibovitz showing off the Lucas Museum that is opening soon, or has it already opened?
I think it's opening next year, if I'm not mistaken.
Next year. Okay. All right, so not open yet. Yeah, there's a nice photo shoot came out of him looking super casual in front of a very famous work of art there. Emilia Clarke discusses the possibility of returning as Kira. She says, I think the Millennium Falcon has sailed, but you let me know. There are a lot of fans that have told me personally that they would like to see her again, so we shall see. That's kind of like
I personally would like to see her.
Yeah, me too. I think that's kind of like the classic canned response of someone, I mean, who's keeping the door open but has nothing, nothing in the foreseeable future indicating that their character is coming back. Mandalorian and Grogu Imperial Remnant AT-AT Lego set is going to hit the stores on August 1st. It's like a small AT-AT. It looks cool though. It has that INT-4 interceptor. Is that what it's called? That Lieutenant got away in. Well, almost got away in. I should stop saying spoilers without the spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, we're going to talk a little bit about Mando and Grogu, so if you haven't seen it, there will be mild spoilers in this episode. Speaking of Legos, Off-World Sandcrawler and Mudhorn Lego set. Let's see. Jon Favreau says he consulted with J.J. Abrams when including the Anzellans. He called up because obviously J.J. Abrams directed the Rise of Skywalker, which had Babu Frick, the first Anzellan to appear on screen, and so he should call up the guy that brought Anzellans to life to make sure he does it right. So yeah, appreciate that. This one, the Max Rebo Band will no longer perform the America 250 concert. It's pretty funny. One of the Anzellans is named Minch. This is a subtle nod to Yoda's original name, Minch Yoda, which was ultimately cut and simplified to just Yoda during production of The Empire Strikes Back. I did not know that. I am learning this right now. Yoda's original first name was Minch. I did not know that.
I'm glad they only kept it to one word.
I know. That would have been weird. It doesn't feel like, agreed. C-3PO actor Anthony Daniels has a vocal cameo as an air traffic control droid in The Mandalorian and Grogu. Anthony Daniels remains the only actor to have a credited role in all 13 theatrically released Star Wars films. Epic. That's that's awesome. Mandalorian and Grogu is reportedly set to lose its IMAX exclusivity later this week when Masters of the Universe hits theaters and takes over a lot of the IMAX screens. So might be fair. Gone. Yeah, I mean, can't be there forever. Lucas Museum photo, some nice stuff. Oh, I didn't say this. I didn't do this plug, but we have I always get my Star Wars news from Star Wars Underworld on Instagram. It's at the SWU. If there is important Star Wars news, they are posting about it, and they have a lot of photos and memes and updates and things. So if you don't follow them, you should follow them. Little plug there. Let's see. 2 years ago today, The Acolyte premiered on Disney Plus. I want more of it, and I want more of Darth Plagueis. And oh no.
It's good to see that everyone's now finally watching The Acolyte. Be like, this show's really good. Why is everyone hating on it? Like,
right. Like, why?
Now, if only they had said that, 2 years ago when the show came out to kind of counteract all the hate that it got.
Yeah.
We probably would have had a season 2.
No one knew yet. People were still going to watch the show. And instead of just rating it, like review bombing it before it even came out. So it's really annoying. Oh, whoops. Did I miss it? Oh, nope. That's it. So that's all for the news, but we did want to focus in on two very specific Star Wars updates, which was 2 new trailers came out for they actually weren't on this on the page. I didn't expect that. But 2 trailers came out for the 2 new Star Wars games coming out this year, which is Star Wars Zero Company and Star Wars Galactic Racer. So I'm going to have Marty take it away here. What are your thoughts? Like, first of all, which game are you more excited for? I know I'm super excited for Racers. Zero Company isn't really my thing, but which one are you more excited for? What did you think of the trailers? And go.
As to which one I'm more excited for, I don't know. Right now, it's still kind of a toss-up because they both look so good. They're so different. And I guess that's another thing that I like is like they're 2 completely different games. You got one that's specifically racing, and then you got your tactical RPG game, which is really cool. You got one set during the Clone Wars, one set during the New Republic era. Like, it's kind of hard to choose, but I might lean, if I have to choose, I might lean a little bit more towards the Galactic Racer, just because it looks to be like it'd be more of my speed, pun intended here.
Yes.
Just because I do enjoy more racing games. Tactical shooters really aren't my kind of games, but I'm trying to, learn how games like that work. So like I'm looking at games like XCOM, and then more kind of like modern games like Marvel's Midnight Suns. That's a tactical game there too. So I was like trying to learn to see how those games play, so I'd be prepared.
Yeah.
But as for the trailers themselves, the story for Zero Company, it looks like it's going to be huge.
Yeah. It's like I almost kind of... Zero Company is not my type of game at all. No hate at all. It's just I never got into those types of... It's just a big old time suck that I would just rather watch other people play it and have fun. It's like I was the same with World of Warcraft. I'll just sit and watch my friend play it. And but I want to know the story. Like the story and the characters seem like super flushed out, and the customization in general, like you can get all these tattoos on your face and be part of different syndicates and stuff. Like it seems super cool. I know that I won't have time to play it. or to learn like that type of system. So I just want to, I don't know, I'll find some YouTube, like YouTube streamers who play it, or maybe Core World Gaming will be streaming it. I'll just watch some of that.
Maybe I'm gonna try. Because that game just looks fun. The customization, as you said, I mean, there's so much customization there.
Yeah.
You not customize just your character, but like each person that you take along with you, you could customize them. Even droids, you could have a different R2 unit, maybe up to an R5 unit, or 4 at least during Clone War era.
Love it.
So you got all these kind of astromechs, different kind of droids. The customization itself I think is where I'd spend a lot of my time in that game.
Yep. This is the way.
I do hope though that you could turn permadeath off, because that's a feature they have, is permadeath. Once they're dead, they're dead. But
where like one of your party members, if they die, like they're just gone, right?
Yeah, they're gone, and you have like a little shrine memorial. It looked like in the trailer that you could have for them.
God, that's so dim.
It is. But I was like,
dark.
Is this a feature you could turn off? Because I know in some games like Watchdog Legions, they have a permadeath feature, but you could turn it off, so that way instead of your character dying before you go to a different character, it'll just say, "Oh, your person was arrested," or "Oh, your person ended up in the hospital. Now you can be a different character." Hopefully that feature goes there too. So
yeah.
But I'm glad to see that we're going back to the Clone Wars era for a video game for Zero Company. That's great. We're getting the Ring of Kafrine. Yeah, I can't even say the name. From Rogue One.
Yeah.
We're getting that. It's right there in the game. I was like, that's really cool. We're getting that. And then they tease us at the very end of that trailer. You might get to control Anakin Skywalker somehow, or at least be a part of his story. And then you go to Galactic Racer. Dude, seeing Sebulba, he looks so friggin' cool. He looks like a pirate, the way his outfit was like. I think
I'm glad that
they said.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm glad they just like they advertised the clear pod racing connection right away. Like they were like, hey, who's the other than Anakin, who's the one name that you probably know in pod racing? Of course, it's freaking Sebulba. So I'm glad that they just leaned right into that. I appreciate it.
I do hope the next trailer though will have Ben Quaternaros, because he was in the previous trailer as well, but he wasn't in this one at all. And I thought it was just ridiculous. It was like, come on, you have Sebulba. How maybe Ben's not really part of the story. He's probably just someone you can unlock and use in like free race or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it looks like your character you get to play though in the main story will have the ability to walk around. It looks like on each planet's track. It looks like. And then it looks like he's also customizable, because it looks like in some shots his helmet was like slate gray with some blue, and then some others it looked like he had red.
I do think because I know that your ships are going to be super customizable, like all your different vehicles, like tactically and aesthetically. I hope so. I imagine your character would be at least somewhat customizable if you're there walking around and stuff. Like, I want my racer to look cool or super weird.
It's cool to see like a diversity of different alien like species. Like you had Zabrak, you had Pantorans, you had a couple of other ones. You had an Ardinian. You had an Ardinian in the game.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
I think they're probably common for Ardinians to be pod racers. 4 arms and the quick reflexes and stuff.
Like, I'm just so glad they're adding Ardinians in the games now, you know. But the story looks like it'll be fun as well. Like your from rags to riches racing game, like your usual usual racing games like Need for Speed or Burnout. But heck, it looks amazing to just crash people. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm super interested. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the story and the campaign is less interesting to me than the PvP online, like the competitive. And I'm sure I'll do the story, but I will be getting into that competitive racing scene, and I want to know like what the rewards are or like what the matchmaking's like. I especially want to know because it seems like whenever you do a crash, like it goes into slow motion, and that would not work for a live racing game, like unless it put everyone into slow motion for that couple seconds.
Oh man,
like
you'd be in slow motion for forever.
Right. Like I don't know how would that work?
Maybe they'd only do it for yourself.
But then like
slow motion.
Yeah, but then like you are then a few seconds behind. Let's say you caused a crash. And you didn't crash. You bumped into somebody and they crashed. Like if you go into slow motion, then you are now a few seconds behind everybody else.
Right.
So I'm very curious to see how that will work. Maybe they just won't do the slow motion thing if it's in like competitive racing.
Maybe. I don't know. They're from the same creators, I think, who did a couple of the Burnout games. So I'm sure we could kind of go back to see their online features.
Yeah, I never actually played Burnout, so I need to. I played something called Full Auto, which I think was kind of the same. It's like cars with machine guns and rocket launchers and stuff on them. Yeah,
I'm excited. I can't wait.
Anything else about those trailers? Yeah, I'm pumped. What August is Zero Company. October is Racers.
Yeah, I think so. I know October is Racers.
Okay.
All right. I gotta double check on Zero Company.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, it's not. Yeah, it's not tomorrow, so we got time to look it up. Let's move on to the main other main topic of our show, which is criticisms of The Mandalorian and Grogu. So if you have not seen The Mandalorian and Grogu, I'm gonna go ahead and The Mandalorian and Grogu. So if you haven't seen it, first of all, go see it. Stop watching this live or this stream or listening to this podcast, and then go see The Mandalorian and Grogu, and then come back and finish the stream or podcast or video or wherever you're hanging out with us. There's a looks like Mythosaur on Instagram was talking about the latency. Like you have to when you have live video games, you have like latency that it's like you need everybody to be on the same page, on the same timing. Especially for games like racing or shooting, where it's like moment to moment, your reflexes need to be relevant. So it's like, how are you going to handle that? So I'm curious. I'll figure it out. But anyway, Mandalorian and Grogu. So this movie came out 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. So I guess closer to 3 weeks ago with the Thursday.
Right.
So we both liked it. We both watched it. We both liked it. And there were some. As always with any Star Wars movie, especially, there are some criticisms. And what do you think about some of the criticisms? I know the two main ones that I will bring up are number one, that it wasn't like big enough, that it wasn't like impactful enough in the story of the overall galaxy and what's happening in Star Wars at the moment. Like it wasn't like plot relevant. That was one that I kept seeing. It was like, oh, this is just like another couple episodes of the show or something. And then another one that I saw was like that there wasn't much character development for Mando or Grogu. So those were just two criticisms off the top of my head that I saw. Why don't you start by letting me know what you think about those, and then I can also weigh in, and then we can pop over to any other ones you might have heard.
Yeah, those are kind of the two big ones I've seen a lot as well, especially the very first one. It's like, this wasn't, galaxy shattering or anything like that. It was a self-contained story. Like, why does everything have to, shake the galaxy up right here? Why can't it just be a fun family, uh, adventure? Like, why does it have? I feel like we've gotten so spoiled with Marvel movies here, where especially the Avengers ones, where it shakes up things that are going on with the other stuff. But Star Wars is not Marvel. Star Wars is not Avengers. You gotta kind of
Well,
set it
also,
aside.
yeah, like also like all Marvel movies aren't Avengers. Like when you go to see Ant-Man 2, you don't expect Avengers level action. You don't expect things. You expect like a cool story or like some fun effects or like some. I guess with Ant-Man, you expect some jokes.
Yeah.
And then you just yeah, it doesn't have to be. Every movie can't be the Avengers in Marvel or Star Wars. This was not the Avengers movie. This wasn't like the
Yeah.
Mandalorian. Always, like since the show started, has been like a side character. Like there were memes going out there's like, hey, Ahsoka and all these other people are doing like this very important New Republic stuff, and then Mandalorian's over here like just doing like his own little plot. He's like trying not to be important. It's
Yeah.
like that's yeah.
Save the galactic, earth-shaking change of the galaxies for the episodes. 1 through 9. That's what they were for, to shake things up. Now
Yep.
you got all these other stuff that you can kind of fill in the gaps to say, oh yeah, so this is how we got from A to B. This is our plot point right here.
Mm-hmm.
Or in some cases, such as the Mandalorian and Grogu, let's just have a little side quest. We're not going to do anything very major because, one, we have the Thrawn movie coming out in a couple years or so, depending on whenever Dave Filoni decides to make it.
Also, Ahsoka season 2 coming out.
That too, yeah, you got that. Those are also meant to kind of build up and think of it like, uh, let's just go back to Phase 1, the whole Infinity Saga of Marvel. Like each one kind of just builds upon itself before it becomes something big. Just think of in this term, think of the Mandalorian and Grogu kind of as a season 4. You're just adding a little bit more to the story, so that way it can get to the next point of what we would lead us into Ahsoka, and Ahsoka then could lead us into that movie or something big. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I heard people also criticize here, now that it's been out for a while, people are also criticizing Masters of the Universe for not being like this groundbreaking, cinema movie of like, this will revolutionize how movies are made. No, it's another Hollywood blockbuster movie, just meant, one, put on given to nostalgia for, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe series, and two, just to have fun. Like, why can't movies be fun anymore?
Yep.
That's what I don't understand. People want to have fun. You escape real life to go into another world, or in this case, another galaxy, just to escape your real life problems for about 2 hours or so.
Let me have this. We got a comment from Instagram here, Mythosaur again. He says, like watching Clone Wars, like small details that connect to other series and movies, minus the familiar Filoni characters from the Clone Wars animated series, since that's pure fan service. Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, sometimes they do like little cameos, but I really did like oh yeah, he says I had fun, and my girl who doesn't follow Star Wars, I enjoy. I'm sure he's gonna say she had fun too. Like, yeah, I've heard from a few people who like barely watched any Star Wars at all, and they went to see the movie. Like they were like, oh yeah, okay, it's Star Wars, like other space galaxies, like Grogu's cute, and then they went to see the movie and they were like, yeah, it's kind of fun. It's like an adventure. I don't really know what's happening other than this, but why is there a mosquito in here? Where do I live? But yeah, it's like just it doesn't have to. I feel like that's on are we that starved as a Star Wars fandom that we're that starved for like giant? I do desperately want to know what happens next with like Thrawn coming. I do desperately want to know that, but like this wasn't the show for that. This wasn't the movie for that. This wasn't. He has nothing to do with freaking Mando. And I think they just people maybe just got their expectations in a place that wasn't helpful. I was talking to my brother about this a lot. He really wanted to like it, but he just felt disappointed for some reason. And I was like, he just people. I think we just set our expectations, just like with the sequel trilogy. Like you have when The Force Awakens came out, you had complaints literally on all sides. You had complaints being like, "Oh, it was too much like A New Hope," and then you're just like, "Oh, it's too different than the original trilogy." It's like, well, which is it? Like, there's no way to make everyone happy. They're just going to try and make the best movie they can.
Yeah. Now, I do want to chime in on that. I remember when The Force Awakens came out, I too thought it was like A New Hope, and I was like, this is good, but I felt like they could have done something better. But as time goes on, I've reflected. It was like, okay, it brought its own kind of charm and its own kind of experience to the theater. It changed some things a little bit in the universe. It has been forever since previous Star Wars movie came out, and it's supposed to be set what 30 years after Return of the Jedi. Like, so sometimes things happen kind of the same way. It's all part of the hero's journey. And two, I've learned to not have these expectations going into movies. So I set my expectations aside. I go into the movie just to enjoy for what it is, and then I come out thinking, "Is like, did this meet my expectations? Did it not? Why so? And if it didn't, I don't really care because I come out thinking I just watched a new Star Wars movie in theaters.
Yeah,
like, you're not going to have this experience again until maybe the next one, but
yeah, well, yeah. I guess next year when Starfighter comes out. But yeah, like it's I'm seeing it. It didn't have what's it called? The text scrolling, because it wasn't like the trilogy, one of the main saga trilogies. It didn't have the paragraphs in space, but
it didn't even have a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
No, it just kind of launched into it, didn't it? But it was still like I'm in the theater watching Star Wars. Almost brought the Mando helmet, but I was like, I'm just gonna be holding it the whole time because I'm not freaking watching the movie with the helmet on.
I will say, I did like that they didn't use those helmet things like they do in each of the TV series, where it's like and it has like the different helmet and faces of stuff before it goes to the Star Wars logo
at the beginning. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't have that.
Yeah, don't put that in the theater. Don't make us do that. I liked how they did the explanation, the text on the beginting. Like I like the style of those things.
Brought it back to like Solo, and
yeah,
I think Rogue One too.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe either Rogue One or did they do one at the beginning of Andor? I forget. But it's stylish. It's like, hey, we're not going to do the paragraphs in space because that's for the main saga, but we're doing this other cool thing, and you're like, establishing the vibe at the beginning. All right. What about the other criticism about the character development? Do you think there was an amount of character development for Mando and Grogu, those characters at least in this movie?
Okay, this one I see kind of both sides, a little bit of things here. Mando, I personally didn't really see much growth, but he has kind of come to terms where it's like, I need to let Grogu do his thing. I don't need to hold him back. So I guess that's part of his character development. It's growth. Whereas Grogu, once the training wheels came off and we got to see Grogu have this montage of taking care of Mando, meditating, things like that, he came to be his own, I guess really you could say.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I have to. Yeah, the development for Grogu was pretty obvious. Like you have a whole section of the movie when he's on his own, but I do think there was development for Mando. It's just like it's more subtle because like he has a mask on, so it's not development like that's in the obvious ways that a lot of other movie characters have. It's more in like his actions and his choices. Like in season 1, he never would have like sprinted out of a building and then fallen directly into Embo's trap. Like that wouldn't have happened. He would have played bounty hunter chess, and he would have put on put up much more of a fight. But he's a different guy now. He's not. I hate to say it, but he's not as effective of like this solo bounty hunter type because he has a loved one, and like that unfortunately, like that gives you a weak spot. Not that Grogu is weak, but it just gives you something. It gives his enemies something to exploit. And so like that, things like that would have been different. And like obviously you see I don't know if this is development as much as like added depth, but like you saw him like shrinking down into himself rather than like the strong armored character. Like after the helmet was removed, he like shrank down into himself. And that was kind of a new dynamic to see from him. It wasn't like the confident, like I'm quiet, but I'm gonna handle this, like the strong and silent thing. It was a much more reserved, like kind of a weaker posture for him.
Yeah.
And I think and he doesn't take any mission anymore. He's making sure to only take missions that are on like the right side of things. Like for the New Republic, like he's hunting Imperial remnants because they were trying to mess with his boy, mess with Grogu. And so they don't. Before he probably would have taken, I don't know, any contract. He was taking Imperial contracts before, like ex-Imperial, because they had the Beskar, they had the credits. And so, but now he would never accept an Imperial thing. So it's like, it's not as obvious, like line to line, moment to moment. But if you look overall at his choices and his actions in the movie, big picture, it's not a massive character arc in just the movie, but it's continuing the big picture character arc over the course of like all 3 seasons, I think.
I did think it was funny. I think maybe a little bit of that growth too. I was thinking about is like his killing of the Imperial people too. The way he killed the first Imperial at the beginning of the movie, and then he's like, "Well, I should probably take in this guy, taking coin." So, a little bit of growth. He's not killing people. He's learning from his mistakes. I feel like it's an Iron Man thing. You gotta learn from your mistakes.
Freaking Zeb. You're like, see, we catch the bad guys. We don't kill the bad guys. We catch them, and then they tell us where the other bad guys are. It's like, well, it got hairy, got complicated.
Yeah.
What about
Rada? Do you think? I feel like he too also had a moment of character development that I guess people wouldn't really talk about, but he had some moments too where he's like, I want to be the strong fighter, and then he realizes he's gonna die. He's like, I don't know what to do with myself really much anymore. So now I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna join the New Republic.
Yeah, that was a little bit. Let me see. A little bit cliche. It's like that, a little predictable that he would just be like, "Yeah, I want to join the New." I would love to see the uniform that freaking fits him. I need to know what that looks like.
I love how Zeb's like, "We got a uniform for you."
Yeah, Rada was the only part of the movie that I had to struggle to like get behind. He was just so, even from from the beginning when they announced that there was a Hutt gladiator, like there was a Hutt, like an athletic Hutt with muscles that could like move around and do things. I was like, this is. I know in Clone Wars we saw Hutts moving around with a little bit more athleticism, but the obvious CGI took me out of it a little bit, especially when like you see all the Anzellans and Grogu, like they're very much puppets, and I love that. I love it. It's very Star Warsy, very original trilogy ish. And then you get Rada, and you obviously you can't do a puppet for that. But it just took me out of it like a little bit, and I was like, CGI computer stuff. But the acting was great, the voice was great. I love the dry humor in like the escapes and stuff, and the sassy. Like, hey, I had to try. Like, it was good stuff.
I mean, I feel like they could have done stop motion with him. I mean, I feel like because stop motion's gotten better these days. They could have done stop motion with his.
I don't know that with all the gladiator scene and stuff, all the monsters. I don't know that's probably a heavy lift.
Probably, but I mean, I'll say that it did take me out a little bit on that. But I was thrown back in one because it's cool to see someone that you haven't seen in what
since 2008.
Yes,
yeah, right.
Since 2008,
almost 20 years ago.
Oof.
Oh God, I'm old. Yeah, I just heard it after I said that. Jesus Christ.
And then, not to mention, I like Jeremy Allen White as well. So having that kind of combo, I was like, I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to just like look past the CGI sometimes. That's all. The stark contrast between that and the puppets was something. Like him in the same scene as Grogu. like
right.
it's just a little strange. I did like how you could totally see that he's Jabba's son though, like his eyes and his face, like
yeah.
But yeah, there were some parts that were like him joining the Republic, little cliche, maybe predictable. Like why? I don't know. Why would he do that? Just being on the good side, I guess. And then him like wrestling with the Hutts and the floor gonna crack out. Like I don't know about you, but I called that like a minute away, a minute or two. Like as soon as it started happening, I was like, they're gonna fall through the thing. Also, is that like a Hutt staple? Like if you're a Hutt and you have your lair, like you have to have a trapdoor with a pit in front of your throne. Like is that a thing? Is that a requirement? And also, how do people not know about that?
Right?
Like how does Mando not know about
that? I guess it blends in so well that you don't know where it will be when you stand.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. It does make sense.
If I'm going into I'm looking pretty carefully around for trapdoors if I'm in that. If I'm going to see the Hutts. That's all I'm saying. Any other criticisms that you saw or heard that were notable?
One here recently, and I thought it was interesting. People so Dave Filoni had a hand in helping write this story, right? One of the things that people were complaining about was Embo's dog. And it's not as what you think it, but it's more like he explained like, so by the time we get to the Mandalorian and Grogu, it's not Marok that you'd see from the Clone Wars. It's a completely different dog. And so he's like, I have this whole story of what happened to Mark and how he got what is it? Kebby? I think that was his name. Starts with a K, I know that.
Sure, I believe you.
I don't have my notes on me with the dog's name, otherwise. But
Doggo.
Yeah, people were like, but wait a minute. He's breaking canon because there's already a story about how Embo lost his dog. It happened during, the Aftermath trilogy, right there in that timeline. And I'm like, okay, listen, guys, I think you're just nitpicking his words a little bit too harsh because one, yes, it did happen during the Aftermath trilogy, but you also got to remember the Aftermath trilogy are books, and the books kind of have a lower status of canon, but they're still canon in some capacity. Two, I think it was actually a throwaway line that Embo doesn't have Mark anymore. Mark passed away. It didn't say how, when, or where.
Yeah.
Dave Filoni's got the friggin' answer, most likely.
Yeah. Also, the man has how many different Star Wars plot lines going through his head at any given moment? Like ones that we know and ones that we don't know yet. So like, give him some grace for just a throwaway sentence that maybe he misspoke a little bit, or like, you know.
Yeah. and
it's obviously not like of crucial importance to the plot. Like he just has a new dog now. Sorry, like it's 20 years later.
Now, unless there's a story about the dog, maybe it'd be a little different. But you know, regardless, here's the thing, though. He's in charge of Lucasfilm, right? Who was his mentor? George Lucas. What did George do? He basically ignored a lot of the published canon stuff. And he's like, I like some of that stuff. I'll take it, but I'll manipulate it to fit to what the movies are or what the Clone Wars is. So maybe Dave's got that philosophy. He's like, that's cool and all. It's canon until I make it not canon because of it being on screen.
Because I
TV or
I need this to happen, so we're just gonna make this happen.
Case in point, the Ahsoka.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I would say, and case in point is the Ahsoka novel. That's completely canon, but when Tales of the Jedi came out, a lot of that story got kind of rehashed but changed a little bit to fit what Dave wanted it to for that short.
Yeah. Mythosaur on Instagram says, wasn't expecting Embo to show up. It was crazy to see it live action. Yeah, they made him look like exactly like the clone, like he's so like razor thin, like he's super thin, like but so quick and athletic, and like the hat is like a Captain America shield. Like, that's so. What is it made of? Like it's light enough to like throw and do that, but it's blocking blaster bolts just like Beskar. It's very, very cool. They made him made him work live action.
I'm happy they went with the CGI look of Embo because have you seen you've seen like the behind the scenes stuff of everything for Force Awakens with the character Constable Zuvio, right? Who happened to not make an appearance in the movie.
No, which one was that?
He was in Force Awakens. He's the one that you saw that had like the big hat and he had like the big yellow eyes. He was kind of covered on.
Okay,
Yeah. He's supposed to be the same species as Embo.
Really?
Yeah.
You just love big hats, huh?
They just love big hats and they cannot lie.
Maybe it's like the sun on most planets is like deadly to them or something.
Right. But the way his face looked, Constable Zuvio's face looked, it was more like a triangular, almost like circular up in here. It wasn't like small and, things like Embo's. So I'm like, could this just be an evolutionary stage of that species for 30 years down the road or something?
Yeah, like maybe it's like insectish kind of, where there's like a larval and a larval stage and a pupa stage and like a what's the last one?
Because
metamorphosed.
I think so, but it kind of works for me in my head for at least the pikes. It definitely works for that because they all look different, but they're fish. Fish can evolve to different things.
Yeah, that's true. All right. I think we're at about almost an hour. Any final thoughts about criticisms of Mando and Grogu?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the negative criticisms, I feel like, as we discussed at the top of this topic, is everyone had their expectations a little too high for a movie that's supposed to be just a fun adventure with your favorite television characters. Now, before we go, I just thought of this because but I thought about it earlier. I was like, the last time we saw Mando and Grogu was what, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
So do you think maybe a little bit of that love for Mando Grogu has kind of dissipated just because, one, we haven't seen him on screen in so long, and two, Andor was highly praised, so you go back to something like the Mandalorian and Grogu, which is more
something
of
a little less
adventure.
less heavy, lighter adventure kind of. We got a Facebook comment here. I was so disappointed. At no time was there any time for going deeper about Mandalorians or about Mandalore. It was just Mando and Grogu fighting all kinds of creatures. Yeah. I will say that I thought that maybe there was just a hint of a tiny chance that we'd see the Mythosaur. But yeah, they didn't touch Bo-Katan or her plot at all. They didn't touch like Mandalore at all. It was literally just the Mandalorian and Grogu and their adventures, like their adventure with the New Republic. And I guess it was kind of like with all the trailers, like it kind of clued us in like this was the direction they were going. But they teased the Mythosaur so hard. I want to see it. So maybe that'll be later on whenever they do the Star Wars Avengers with Ahsoka and Bo-Katan and Mando and the New Republic and all of that coming together. I hope they do something, and maybe the Mythosaur will come into play there.
Have Bo-Katan ride it with.
Yeah, like I see Bo-Katan like actually uniting tons of Mandalorians across the galaxy that have scattered or whoever, like get a real culture coming back.
This movie, I think, feels like it should have just been a soft reboot for what if they ever do a season 4 should be. Like this is a soft reboot in a way. Everything's still there, but they're going back to, a good time, a good adventure, kind of like later season 1 into season 2 stuff, adventure like that. I mean, I feel like they set us up with those cards. They got to do stuff with those.
Yeah, I think this one, they specifically named it The Mandalorian and Grogu, and they kind of just honed in on their evolving relationship, how they're not protector and helpless baby anymore. They're a team. Like they're going on missions, and Grogu has his own part of the mission. Like he, even right in the beginning, he entered the base at a different place than Mando did. Like he was at that other entrance killing the mouse droid, and he had to get rescued eventually, but still. All right. So I think that's all we have for today. Sometimes we have trivia, but it didn't happen this week. We had a long enough episode, and it's we don't need it every week. But we hope you enjoy what we're doing here. We like to do little positive podcasts and fun, like good-natured, positive discussion about the film or about whatever is hot and new and fresh in Star Wars land. Again, we are at SW Culture Live pretty much everywhere. If you're watching on TikTok, thanks for watching. Obviously, I'm at Nerdiest Stepdad, and oh yeah, here we go. That's true. I guess I overexpect. Yeah, it's just I think a lot of people did, and it's no one's fault. We're just we're so excited for all the possible things that could happen, and it's hard not to get excited and hope for crazy things. But this was just he's a side character on his side quests, and we gotta enjoy what he's doing.
Check your expectation at the door, then come back later.
Yeah, just like expect a fun romp, and then you go in and you see a fun romp, and you're like, that was a fun freaking romp that we had through the mud of Nal Hutta. Mythosaur says thanks on IG. Thanks for checking in and commenting. We love some interactions. Thanks for all the people checking in on TikTok. Saw some people watching for a few minutes there. More than a few minutes. We had some people for like half an hour Thanks for that. I'll try and keep doing this almost every Wednesday. We kind of stream most Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. But obviously I am at Nerdiest Stepdad. This is Marty is at Core World Network, and our podcast is at SW Culture Live, pretty much everywhere. So if you like Star Wars and you like not being too negative or toxic about it, just chatting about stuff we like with two dudes who like Star Wars, check back in, follow us, and let us know what you think about stuff. So I think we'll probably stream next week, but more updates to come. I haven't schedule's crazy right now. I haven't looked past like tomorrow, so we will we'll figure it out. But until then, have a good night, have a good week, and may the Force be with you.